Okay, real quick, I want to talk about breaking through her walls of politeness because most hot women that you encounter will hit you with her walls of politeness. Basically, these very low value auto responses that she has for all of the random beta males, simps, and AFCs of the world that shower her with compliments and cold approach her in hopes of attracting her. However, if walking up to a woman and just showering her with compliments about how beautiful she was or how beautiful she is actually works, then every average Joe on the planet would be dating nines and tens all day long, right? But that's just not how attraction works. And I'm here to teach you what does work, okay? Sitting there and having this very polite conversation with a woman, especially a very attractive woman, does not get you to the result that you want from her, which is obviously to become romantically involved with her, right? To become her boyfriend, her husband in the future. In order to do that, you need to break through her walls of politeness, right? This very friendly, like conversation that you have with these women, right? Do you ever see this take place? I'm sure it happens to you a lot, where you might be in a conversation with a woman who you're attracted to, whether it's just because you happen to work with her, maybe she's your bartender, maybe she's your waitress, or maybe she's a friend of the family, and you're in this conversation with her, or maybe you went to school with her, right? You're attracted to her, but the only kind of conversations you have are conversations that don't go anywhere. Again, they don't get you to your result that you want because they are these very polite, very PG or even G-rated conversations that never lead to attraction. Right? She doesn't let it go there. And you might be thinking, why? How can this girl not like me? I'm so nice. I say all the right things. I compliment her. I tell her how gorgeous she looks today. I tell her how I love her dress, and all she says is thank you. Why wouldn't you go out with me? I just asked for a number and she gave me the finger. Right? It's like the nicer I am, the meaner she is to me. Why? It's because you need to break through her walls of politeness. Okay? You need to snap her out of that autopilot pattern that she has for every Tom, Dick, and Harry that runs up to her, fires off a bunch of compliments about her looks, and then fails to get her number, and then they run away. I mean, I see this constantly. I see this all the time in clubs. I see this all the time in venues. It makes me laugh my ass off, and it really points out who the amateurs are in the room, right? I mean, I could already tell by the way these guys are standing in their body language in the venue, and they always look at a place, even if it's a venue that they frequent, and it's like I'm brand new to the venue. I could tell like who has social anxiety here right away. So when it comes to breaking through a woman's walls of politeness, this is where negs are very powerful, right? I'm a big fan of negs, and the reason why is because they work. Okay, negs are very, very powerful. They're like the secret weapon of game, to get women to notice you, to pay attention to you. Because for most of the women you talk to that you're attracted to, they don't even see you as a person. Okay, I hate to tell you that, but I'm being honest, I'm being real. They don't see you as a person. They see you instead as an object, right? You're like a lamp, right? You're like a lamp with a mouth. They don't see you in a wallet, but they don't see you as a person. They just see you as this object, right? And as long as she just sees you as an object, I mean, she doesn't even want to be friends with you, right? I mean, she can't develop feelings for you until she starts to see you as a person, right? And this is very, very vital. She begins to see you as a person. She's not going to see you as a person until, again, you snap her out of that autopilot days that she is in, at least while she's talking to you, because I guarantee she's not in that autopilot when she's talking to the alpha bad boy. She's not, right? Or when she's talking to the MPUA, the master pickup artist. She's not in that. Why? Because I'm hitting her with negs, right? I'm snapping her out of that. I'm getting her attention. I'm getting her to focus on me. I'm getting her to stop looking at me like I'm just some object, instead looking at me like I'm a person. She may think I'm a dick, like, why is he saying all these things to me? But she's like, I see this guy. I can see him, right? I can get his attention. Like, ooh, he's paying attention to me. Yeah, and I got these, quick lesson, I got these 2 foster dogs out of the LA animal shelter, and unlike Gizmo, these guys bark constantly, right? I got him right when I got him, they're like barking like constantly. And I noticed I like call them, they're not paying attention. So when your dog's barking, part of the training is you have to get their eyes to focus on you. So I have to get in front of them, get them to get out of that autopilot of like ruff, 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 and barking at everybody. Instead, focus on me and go, hey, stop. And then just maintain eye contact. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh. And then they might do it again. Stop. Okay. And they're getting better, you know, because I'm doing the training, right? But I'm snapping them out of that autopilot pattern by getting their attention and telling them with direct eye contact, stop. Okay. And they're getting better. So when it comes to these beautiful women, it's not that much different. Instead of going, hey, 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 and talking to them like an animal, I'm hitting them with negs, which is what I use to break them out of that pattern, right? And get them to actually notice me again. And it could be as simple as, I want to give you some good examples of negs, because the last thing you want to do is what most guys do, which is walk up to these girls and go, hey, what's your name? What do you do for work? Are you from around here? Right? I mean, these are very boring questions that most guys ask, right? And it sounds fair, right? That's what you would ask just anybody you're trying to build, what do you call it? Why is the word not coming to me? Probably because it's 3 a.m. I'm still doing coaching videos. That's the kind of dialogue you have with somebody that you're trying to build rapport with. That was the word I was looking for. You're trying to build rapport with this person, right? And you think, okay, yeah, I'm going to ask what their name is, what they do for a living, and if they live around here. Yeah, it's fair questions. You know, it's not offensive. You know, it won't trigger anyone. Yeah, but the problem is like, that's fine if you're talking to a guy, but if you're talking to, you know, a good-looking girl, right? I mean, even a chick who's a 7 is a cute girl. You're talking to even a 7, that ain't gonna work, right? You're just gonna keep her in a little autopilot pattern, like, here's another AFC trying to hit on me. I will give him the autopilot response. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. My name is Cindy. Okay, go away now. No, I can't give you my number. No, I have a boyfriend. You know, she'll do that. Women, all these women have these autopilot responses for all the betas that she doesn't want in her life, right? Instead, basic neg 101, I will ask the girl, give you some real basic ones. Are those your real nails? Do you dye your hair? Or is that your real hair color? Right? And sometimes I'll give the girl a weird look, like, you know, and the girl will get offended sometimes, right? If she doesn't get offended, that's not good, right? She has to get, you have to build a little bit of conflict, okay? You have to show some indifference, some indignation, because that is what builds attraction. Those are really the building blocks of attraction. I think of every hot girl that I dated that became my girlfriend, even the ones that didn't, that I just dated. It started like that, right? There has to be a little bit of headbutting, right? And you have to become comfortable with that. And not only comfortable with it, but you have to be able, you have to gain the social skills to steer that in a direction that becomes, that builds attraction, right? And doesn't build resentment, because a lot of newbies be like, okay, I'm just going to insult her. I'm going to be like, where'd you steal those clothes? You know, or something like that. You know, that's some ugly jewelry you're wearing. And then the girl gets pissed off, you know, and they're not able to steer it back, you know, and towards attraction, right? They're just totally out of control. But this is why you need practice, right? And you need social savvy, you know, but that doesn't, you know, nobody's born with that. You gain it from putting yourself in these situations over and over, like I have, right? I mean, I didn't just wake up with this skill. As always, gentlemen, drop your comments below. And I hope you gained value out of this video. If I did, if I earned your subscription, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to support my work, just get in the 7 months of mastery below. That's my pickup artist cold approach program. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month. So take advantage of it, and I will see you in the next coaching video. I'm out.